why the moon is new. There's lots of evidence to support the fact that the moon is new. One man is corner.why, who says the moon was held into place by two brothers, giant creatures. You can see these giant creatures if you Google the Sumerian tree of life. They're the ones that held it into place. In Irish culture, there's also evidence to support that the moon is new. Moses was told the new calendar. Michael wrote on YouTube God's reckoning of time. He'll explain why God had to explain to Moses a whole new cycle of the moon. Because the Prince of Tyre said, I will ascend my throne above the clouds and be like the Most High and above the stars. So that's when the moon was created in a place called Puma Punku. So when the Milesian king landed in the Boyne Estuary in Ireland, the first thing he said is, who but I knows the cycles of the moon? Now the Milesians were sent to Ireland by Moses himself. Moses was only recently after receiving the new reckoning of time, the moon cycles, because the moon is new. So he said to the Milesians, go to Ireland. So there was a very strange sentence uttered by my ancestor when he landed in the Boyne Estuary. He didn't say, I have the biggest army. He didn't say, I have the biggest fleet. He didn't say, I'm here to conquer you. Or he didn't say, we're here to be friends. He said, who but I know the cycles of the moon. So why would he have to know the cycles of the moon? Surely people would have known the cycles of the moon. But the history in the ancient tribes suggests otherwise. It suggests that the moon was created by the Prince of Tyre and that the moon is supposed to be hollow. You can never see the far side of the moon. And that it saps vapor from the earth. It pulls water towards it. So if you ever look at, say, Star Wars, the Death Star, it has loads of weird little shit going on inside it. So the Prince of Tyre tried to invade heaven using the Tower of Babel, which was situated on top of the Giza Pyramid. You can find an image of this, or carvings of this in stone. The Sumerian tree of life, it will come up, and it'll say something about the moon underneath it as well, which is strange because it's not about the moon at all. And the two creatures that corner.why, the Zulu shaman says, told the moon into place. So where did these creatures come from? Well, when the dragon was cast down on his belly in the Garden of Eden for being a cannibal and a blood-sucking vampire, he tried to invade heaven, so he went away and he done the genetic experiments and created giants. The whole Old Testament and most of the old writings and all the old cultures are about wars with giants, goblins, gnomes, elves, whatever you want to fucking call them. Basically what you have today, what they call greys, are called the children of Cain in the Book of Enoch. And they're the ones that you'd probably encounter if you were able to drill a hole inside the moon. Because the moon is not a natural object. It was created in Puma Punku. You can see, and around, it was created far away from the Zulu tribe in the land of the Hoyokti Plain in Bolivia. You can see remnants of the leftover bits of the moon because it slots together like a giant Meccano set. There's blocks there weighing 500 tons. They don't know how they moved them. But if you take a look at the size of the creatures that are standing next to the Giza Pyramid, the Tower of Babel, they're taller than the tallest skyscrapers. So they could probably slap a large object together. And they lived longer than us, at least 500 years. But that's all they were going to lose, so they had to find a way to extend their life because God was going to destroy them. So what they done is they started to build idolatry out of stone and harvest your vapor, your hyaluronic acid. That's what seeps out of your body and other stuff. So the moon is new. The moon is not there. The moon is definitely new because God had to teach Moses how to read time when he put it up in the sky. It messed with everything. So in the old court, so the Jesuit generals from the Vatican and other institutions that used to rule the Vatican before the Jesuits, they went around the earth stealing all the writings to confirm this and destroying them. St. Patrick was the main instigator. So imagine when St. Patrick came here, the Milesians would have had a whole records of how God met Moses, and Moses met them and healed one of them from a serpent and told them to come here and teach the different tribes around here the cycles of the moon. But Patrick wasn't having that, so what the first thing he done was he burned 180 books. Breton law was destroyed. But now we actually can we have enough information on computers to work out what actually happened. And what actually happened by the written accounts and by the verbal accounts is that the moon was new. It was created at a place called Pumapunku in Bolivia. Fact is stranger than fiction. So the reason why it affects the tides is because it's harvesting vapor. The Lord says you are the living stone. He bred vapor into your nose. You will crumble like a mountain. A mountain crumbles, a stone crumbles, shit crumbles, you crumble, you dry out. Unless you're thrown into the acid in the bog. If you get thrown into the acid in the bog, nothing happens to you because the acid preserves you in the bog. So the creature above our head, Mob, Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, he knows this. So he steals your acid and he lives in it. Watch a Stargate SG-1, you'll get sort of an inkling of what he has, like some sort of vapor replenishing technology.